All right, so let's try to do this in blue pen land. You won't see my hand, of course. Um, so what we're going to do is remember that you want to your thumb is going to be the direction of the force, right? So I've got my thumb up the page, right? And now what I want to do is I want to flip my hand around so that my index finger is pointed to the right. Okay. Well, if my index finger is pointed to the right, my middle finger is pointing into this page, right? So the direction of magnetic field is into the page. All right. Okay, so now which way is the current? Well, again, your force is going to be your thumb, right? Put your middle finger down the page, right? So my thumb is to the right, middle finger is down the page, and now my index finger is pointing straight at me, okay? So the index finger would point out of the page, and of course that's the direction of the current. Okay, so now it's a further obfuscation, right? But just remember that magnetic field lines go from north to south. So if I give you the poles of a magnet, don't freak out. Just draw the magnetic field lines from north to south. So that's the direction of B, right? And so we go index finger this way, middle finger this way. Okay, so index finger up the page, middle finger from left to right. My thumb is pointing into the page. Okay, so my thumb is into the page. And of course my thumb is the force, the resultant of the cross product. Again, remember the magnetic field is from north to south, right? So index finger this way, of your right hand, of course, right? And my middle finger is now down. Index finger's to the left, middle finger is down this page. My thumb is now pointing at me. Is out of the page. And of course that's the force, right? And then, wow, we could really make this difficult, right? Well, magnetic field's to the right. The physics current goes from positive to negative, right? So the current is this way, right? So index finger down the page. Your middle finger to the right. Okay, so index finger down the page, middle finger to the right. Again, my thumb is out of the page, which is the force, is out of the page. Okay, so now things get interesting, right? We have to do map problems, and it's real easy to write these because you don't have to draw diagrams, right? So we can talk about something going north. It can go west, it can go south, it can go east, right? If we're thinking about a map, right, we also have another set of directions, right? And that is straight up in the air, right? This would be out of this page, right? Or into this page, right? Into the page, out of the page. So in map land, okay, out of the page, dot is vertically upward. And X is vertically downward. Think about it. Vertically down. Okay, so if you're thinking about a map, if it's into the map, it's into the ground, and if it's out of the map, it's up into the air. Okay, so let's go. We want to know which way the force is, right? So you put your thumb. IL is up, right? Vertically upward. So put your your index finger up. Magnetic field, put your middle finger to the west. Okay, so let's do this. Index finger should be pointing straight at you. Your middle finger should be pointed west. Kind of hard to do, but I'm doing it. And my thumb is pointing down this page, so therefore the answer is south. All right. There we go. Crazy animation, right? So this is my index finger. This is my middle finger. Okay, so index finger is just pointing up the page because up the page is north, right? That's my index. Okay, my middle finger is pointing this way. Okay, well, if my index is there, my middle is there, my thumb is pointing into that page. Into the page is vertically downward. Okay, because if you go into a map, you're going into the earth. All right, now let's do some where we're trying to find something else. So let's find the magnetic field, right? So put your thumb up. Well, up is out of the page, right? Up is out of the page, right? Put your index finger to the west. Okay, so thumb out of the page. Index finger is west. And then hold your hand in the right hand position. Notice that your middle finger is pointing toward the south, right? So this would be south. Ta-da. That's your middle finger. All right. Again, your thumb, make it go north. Make your index finger, well, down, vertically downward is into the page. Okay, so put your thumb north, and now flip it around so that your index finger is pointing into that page, right? So thumb is pointing up the page, which is north, right? Here's our thumb. Thumb. Okay. Index finger is pointing into that page, right? Okay. Thumb up. And then which way is your middle finger pointing? Well, your middle finger is pointing west. Okay, points west. All right, let's see, thumb. Your thumb is going to point this way, right? Okay, the magnetic field, okay, so that's your middle finger, points north. Okay, so let's see, thumb this way, middle finger that way, right? My index finger, when I do this, is pointing straight into that page, right? So this guy is into the page, the middle, the index finger is into the page. Well, into the page is vertically downward, okay? If you go into a map, you're going into the earth. All right, let's do this. Let's see, west, the force is west, so put your thumb to the west. Thumbs to the west. All right, magnetic field is up, so put your middle finger out of the page, right? Middle is out of the page. Okay, let's see, thumb that way. Middle finger is out of the page. Okay, if I do that, if I have my thumb to the left, my middle finger pointing straight at me, my index finger is pointing toward this down the page, which is south. That's my index. All right, so we go thumb to the left, magnetic field out of the page. That's my middle finger. My index finger points south. Points south, and that's why south is the right answer. All right, I don't know if that works for you, but you know, hey, there we have it.